We swamp monsters, we absolutely love a nice big tall retaining wall on a property boundary. Council, on the other hand, not quite so much. And there are a bucket load of reasons as to why I say that. But in this week's video, I actually want to focus on three of the main ones. So first and foremost, access to sunlight and daylight and breezes. So if you're building a massive retaining wall on the boundary, there is the potential there that you're going to restrict the amount of daylight that getting through to the neighbour's property down to the base of that retaining wall. And then same thing with breezes. You stop the flow of air moving through the property. As a result, you have the potential to create this really dark, dingy, damp, moist, mouldy kind of space at the base of the retaining wall. Now, number two is privacy. So you think about it. If you want to get a good view, what do? You go to an outlook. So you go to like Mount Cootha or maybe the New Star Casino, somewhere where you can get up high and look down on the world below, or look out further than you would normally have the opportunity to do so. Similar sort of thing. If you're building a retaining wall up, it can potentially lead to overlooking on the neighbour's property, or it can create new view lines to areas that previously did not exist. And then last but not least, number three, these big retaining walls, they have the potential to be overbearing, to box people in sort of thing. So you think about it, if you're, let's say, relaxing, you're on holidays, what would you prefer? Would you prefer option A, where you're sitting there looking out over the green rolling hills or into the beautiful green vegetation on the horizon? Or option B, would you prefer to be in like a jail cell where you're boxed in by these imposing, overbearing type of walls? Like, obviously you're going to pick option A. So yeah, when it comes to us humans, we don't like living in swampy, kind of cold, moldy spaces. We don't like living in spaces where we feel like we're being watched at all time. Like, it just creates that icky sort of feeling. And we don't like the feeling of being boxed in. So when you have retaining walls on boundaries, big retaining walls on boundaries, you're going to potentially cause people to retreat from those spaces. They're going to move indoors instead of using their backyards and all of that sort of stuff. Now, swamp monsters here, they obviously love that. They're living their best lives because they've got the swampy environment that they love, and it's void of people. There's no one around, so they can just be as private as they want. As I'm saying this, I'm like, oh man, what am I talking about? You get the idea, just work with me here. So yeah, swamp monsters love it. So then we get to the question or the topic that I originally raised in the beginning, which is, why does council not like them? Well, if people are retreating from their backyards, if they're not using their backyards like they want to, it's going to lead to a barrage of complaints. Complaints about the fact that they can't actually, oh, it's still going. I've got the low battery message and I'm like, is it still recording? It's still recording. We got to push on. So then you get people who are complaining about the fact that, yeah, they can't use their backyards, their energy bills are increasing, all of that sort of stuff. It's devalued their property, etc., etc. So yeah, from council's perspective, they don't want those complaints. Now, in today's video, the whole purpose of this video is not to sit here and say that I'm really distracted by the fact that the low battery warning is flashing at me right now. But the purpose of this video is not to sit here and say you cannot lodge these applications at all, because that's simply not the case. We've got like 4 on the go at the moment. I think we've got 1 that's just been approved, 2 that have been lodged with council, and 1 that's about to be lodged with council in the next week. So you can do it. But the point of this video is to say, I don't want people, like I see this all the time. People are just so arrogant and thinking it's my backyard, I can do whatever I want. And they don't stop and appreciate what the potential impacts are to the neighbours. So yeah, I want people to stop, take a step back, appreciate how they can actually impact on their neighbours, and then be prepared to potentially either massage or tweak their design to help reduce those impacts, or put extra effort into justifying to get the proposal over the line and all of that sort of stuff. So just one quick example here. Basically, often what we find ourselves doing is saying to people, okay, instead of having the wall right on the boundary there, let's step it in a metre. Then you can have a landscape strip through the middle there. That landscape strip has like 3 key benefits. Number 1, people, instead of looking at that solid jail cell wall, they're looking at the greenery, which is nice and pretty. Number 2, when that greenery grows up, it acts as a bit of a privacy screen so people can't look through to the neighbour's property. And then number 3, it helps to absorb some of that moisture from the land, which helps remove that swampy sort of vibe. So yeah, like I said, the point of this video here today is not to say you can't do it, it's to try and manage expectations, take people back a step so that they appreciate what's involved when it comes to doing these applications. Okay, I think that covers off everything I want to talk about today, as I always like to say. Until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got 3. Number 1, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site-specific. You would be a silly Billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly Billy. Number 2, Brisbane town planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number 3, what was my number 3? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all.